All right, here we are. I will give you guys a couple minutes to come join me before I go into the specifics of our new property. Hi, welcome. I am Mary from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I am super excited to join you all this evening live. It's been such a blur. I don't even remember if I went live last Thursday. Actually, I did. I think I went live on Facebook instead of YouTube. So I'll give you all a couple minutes to come join me before we get started in all of this awesomeness here in our new property. It is a little warm, so we'll see how long it takes me to actually go live here today. See if I actually chicken out and go inside. It's not really that hot. It says it's 90, which is probably about 108, something like that with the heat index. It's nice and humid. I love the humidity. I'll tell you that much. All right, so I am Mary at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. We are joined here on the new property. I promised I would go live as soon as we got here, and I didn't. I'm sorry. It got a little crazy here, and most importantly, I wanted to make sure we got your orders out as quick as possible. So we're going to kind of start. We're not going to show you the entire part of the property. By the way, if you're just joining me, give me a holler. Let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're coming from today, where you're watching us. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button here on our videos. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, definitely do it. So I'm going to show you a little bit of our property. Behind me here, we got a road well, it's not really a road. It's kind of a path to part of the fenced portion of our property. So this property has a fence around the inside, and then it has a fence around the outside. That's the entire portion of the property. So we're going to flip this around, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what is going on today. Where are you guys joining me from today? Anybody want to share that with me? Hey, Nancy from Georgia. Thank you. All right. Oh, there we go. We got it. All right. So I'm not going to go to the front part. You're just going to have to bear with me here. That is going to be the first maybe that I'm going to get started on. Because it has a little bit of shade, I'm going to definitely work on that. And then see here, I will answer you now that we are no longer on the road. If you missed our last video, it was on Facebook instead of YouTube. And we were live discussing the actual move. Now we are here, according to our big reveal, that was 2 weeks ago. We are here. So I'm not really going to go all the way. Oops. I may lose you. Hang on, I'm going to take you off of Wi-Fi so that we can get to you. Nancy, how are you doing in Georgia? Is it nice and pretty and warm where you are? All right, so we're going to go walk back. I'm not going to go, like I said, I'm not going to go all the way back, but you can see there. Hey, Crystal. Hello. Yes, MT Cali 70. We are out of California now. We are officially in East Texas. I'm going to show you here. I think this is where we'll put the chicken coop. It already has a miniature fence around it, so I'll have to do a lot less structural stuff. Nancy says things are blooming here. Doc built me what I call the $1 million coop in Ramona. So we don't need to do as much work here. So like I said, I think I'm going to make that where we put the chickens, at least for now. I'm not 100% sure. I'm super excited. I found pears. I'm going to plant a couple more pears. But look at that beauty there. MT Cali says the lettuce you purchase is growing. Yay! Hooray for food. I'm super excited. I will be breaking ground on Saturday. We arrived here on Sunday. And here, I'm going to spin this around real quick. You can see here. So what you're looking at here is the heavily wooded portion of the property. You can see first you've got wildflowers up front. And then you have the wooded area to the side. Hey, we got Kaylin's mom, Katrina, here joining us. Hi, Kaylin, if you're watching us as well. If you watched one of my videos where I interviewed Kaylin, She is one of my favorite gardeners on the planet. Hey, Desiree's joining me too. Look at that. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. So I have to find out what these are. Too far from Wi-Fi. Uh-oh. All right, so I need to come back, I think. Can you see me here? Hey, Karen, I'm not gonna go too far into the property. I've got Doc on the other line. He says I'm too far from the Wi-Fi. So if you can't see me, I apologize. So we're just gonna go briefly here. This is the back portion where I'm gonna start as well. This will be the second portion that I till. There's my shop. It says, you see me, it's just grainy. I apologize. Let me see if I can get you on the Wi-Fi and see. So that's one thing that I may or may not have issues with in the future. If I do decide to go live, let me see if I can get, Desiree, you're gonna need a Wi-Fi extension, Crystal says. Absolutely. So if you guys are watching me now, can you subscribe if you haven't already and hit that like button? Grainy, or are you watching me smooth and clear? I'm gonna get a little closer to this Wi-Fi here and see. Now I can see it just fine, but I'm looking on my side. So can anybody let me know if you are grainy, if I am grainy, or if you can see it better? Anybody? Gonna give me a heads up? So I'll flip it around here again. So that portion there, where it's a little more rough, there isn't the grass there, is where I'm gonna start the garden. I thought about starting it in the front that I showed you in the first. Karen says getting better. Okay, so I'm gonna get closer here. Maybe you guys can see it a little better when I get closer to the Wi-Fi. Yes, I will definitely. Actually, they said that I can get better Wi-Fi if I pay a little more money, of course. Crystal says mostly clear. Awesome, good to hear. Part of the reason that I am showing you, Kaylin says it's beautiful. She's here now. Yay! Hi, Kaylin. All right, so I'm gonna go around here. Part of the reason I have you up front, and you're not seeing my face, my shining face, I'm gonna turn it around here. All right, there I am. So I really don't want to step on a snake. One of the things that I was told when we moved here from Doc was we do have rattlesnakes. We do have different types of snakes. So there will be no gardening in flip-flops anymore. I do have boots, not like regular garden boots, but real leather boots, just because if I do get bit by a rattlesnake, y'all don't want to have to wait for your seed orders while I heal up from rattlesnake bite, right? All right, so hopefully you can see me and I'm not super grainy. Hopefully that you've seen some of the property and you've enjoyed it. I'm going to turn it around again and let you see a little bit of a close-up. Hopefully you've got some... Oh, there it is. All right, so this shop here you see on the left, hopefully, fingers crossed, by next year, we are going to seal it in. We're going to do some upgrades, a lot of upgrades on that, and that will be the future home of Mary's Heirloom Seeds. It's a big old shop. Let me go around here. And that will be where we do all the fun work. Right now we're sharing some space for Mary's Heirloom Seeds, some office space. And check this out. Super excited. I got here, I did not plant this, and I already have tomato. How cool is that? All right, so I am roasting my booty off out here today. So tell me what it's like in your part of the world right now. Is it hot? Is it cool? I know it's not snowing because that's over by now. But tell me what it's like where you are. Chat with me. I'm super excited. I have been, I said in our big reveal about 2 weeks ago, Katrina says rainy and humid. Mountain Cali 70 says it's 8. What is 8? I don't know what 8 is. 80 maybe? In Ramona, when we left, it was 100 degrees. When we got here, it was nice. Desiree said you had rain yesterday. That is awesome. When I left Ramona, it was hot. It was dry. I will say this, everyone that we have been in contact with here in Ben Wheeler, Texas. By the way, I didn't, 80 and comfortable here in Illinois, okay, overcast and 81 in Georgia. When we did the big reveal, I mentioned we were going to East Texas. I wasn't really specific about where we were going in East Texas because I kind of want to, I'm dropping hints, I'm dropping little crumbs every time we have a video. So we drove all of the actual seed business in our truck. Katrina says 92 today, nice and sunny, good to know. So I just dropped some hints, gave you guys some information about where we were going. So we did choose East Texas. We were looking in a couple places like Florida. We have a lot of customers in Florida, but it didn't work out. So we ended up here in East Texas. Some of you already know Doc is from Texas originally, so it wasn't too far of a jump to get here. One of my really good friends, I grew up with her, lives here in Ben Wheeler as well. She was able to do a little scouting for us before we moved here. By the way, if you're just joining me, please hit that like button. We do appreciate it. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. My mom is probably watching the video tonight, but she's not on, she doesn't have a Gmail account, so she's probably not commenting. But we chose East Texas because we really liked it. It was beautiful, it's green, and I will say it has not disappointed. Everyone we have been in contact with has been very nice, very polite. We had just, it's been amazing so far. Everybody that we've dealt with along the way has been awesome. Katrina says we were just looking at the aquaponics business there. Awesome. Aquaponics is something that Doc would really like to get into. He really liked when we grew chocolate habanero peppers in hydro. So that's probably something that he will be doing with me. So that's really exciting. We discussed putting another shop on the property similar to the one I just showed you, and using that as an aquaponics setup. We saw a lot of deer on our way here. I haven't seen deer on the property yet. We have, from what I understand, we have wild hogs here, so that's going to be exciting to kind of see that. In October, they have a hog fest, it's called. Apparently it's a big deal here. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Ben Wheeler, Texas, it's a tiny town, which is out a little over an hour outside of Dallas, which is the major city around us, but it's not really close. Like I said, it's over an hour. Ben Wheeler, I believe, is in town of 440 people, so add 2 more to that. So we are very excited to be here, and I'm really excited that you all joined me here. Because I went on a walkabout, I don't have, Kaylin says, vacay, awesome. You would love it here. It really is really nice. And we would love to see you as well. I would love to meet Kaylin. Hey, there's Denise. I was just talking about you, only good. So we are super excited to be here. It is very hot, I will say that much, but it is a warm blanket, humid hot, similar to what we had in Florida. And I really enjoy it. I'll be honest. Some of the people we've talked to said, oh my gosh, it's hot, or it's unusually humid, but it really isn't. She says, I'm here. Just took me a minute to find my password. You've been watching the whole time. I thought you had been. Here's my mom, everybody, Denise. So like I said, I was going to show you a little more closer of the property, but because we are a little further away from the Wi-Fi here, it's the signal's been pretty good so far, being so far out in the middle of nowhere, literally out in the middle of nowhere. When I looked at what's available here in Ben Wheeler, hey Shirley, we had 2 restaurants, I know that. Oh, there's a giant bee. That is cool. It's a big bumblebee, I think. Oh, sorry. I don't like being stung by bees. Sorry. If I just made you all dizzy, I apologize. She says, isn't she the prettiest little thing? Aw, thanks, Mom. Lori says, oh, I missed it. Lori says, may get to see you when I visit my sister in Dallas. Awesome. We're a little, like I said, we're a little far out from Dallas, but from what I've heard from people driving, you know, it's just, oh, it's a little ways away, or oh, it's the next town over, is like 30 minutes, an hour. You know, when we lived in Ramona, it was outside of the city, but it was still pretty close to everything. There was a lot more available there, and I have to say that I do prefer this. It is so nice. It's quiet. That's one thing I really noticed. It is quiet. I apologize if I gave you guys what do you call it, vertigo, or made you dizzy from that. You know, I'm still getting used to everything around here. I have seen so many dragonflies. It's crazy. I'm so excited about the amount of dragonflies we saw. All right, so my mom already got to see the property. I did a live with her a while back. Do you see how green that is? If you've ever watched my videos when we were in Ramona, it was brown, very, very brown. So I am really excited about this. And like I mentioned earlier, I got my boots on just in case. Do y'all have lightning bugs? So I don't know what a lightning bug is. I'm not from here, obviously, and I don't know that we have lightning bugs in California. But I will look that up. I saw something that looked similar to a dragonfly, but it had white and black firefly. I think so. So at night, all you hear is this high-pitched bug sound, which is actually pretty cool. You don't hear road noise, you don't hear sirens, you just hear peace and quiet, which I really, really like. I have to admit, I'm envious. I'd love all that green. See, so Desiree lives closer, I should say, to where we were in Ramona. And like I said, when we left, it was brown. California's going through one of the worst droughts since I've lived there, at least. We had a lot of rain when I moved there in 2015. Prior to 2015, so when we moved there, it was very green. And by the time we left, it was just brown. I had to spend so much time and money watering. See, there's my pear tree. See, when I started looking at this, I was specifically looking to plant pear trees. And from what I understand, most of the time you need 2 pear trees. So I will be looking into adding another. There is another over on the other side, and it looks like there used to be one because there's a stump over here. But it doesn't look like it's gonna live, so I might plant another pear tree. This one is, I want to say it's pretty big. It's over 6 feet tall, or at 6 feet tall. I don't know exactly the age of that. And one of the things I'm definitely going to do is plant more fruit trees on this property than I had before. I haven't seen a single gopher, so that is one of the best things ever. I battled gophers for years in Ramona, and everything had to be in raised beds. And if you know anything about the current lumber issue here, it is so hot. It's expensive, so everybody's trying to buy wood, and they know it's super expensive. Karen says you might need a couple of goats to clear out the overgrowth. We might, actually. That is definitely something that we have considered. My sister's had goats, and she had it in a smaller area, so that's one of the things that I am definitely considering. I'm going out in the sun here. I'm gonna go down there. Look at all those wildflowers. I am just super excited. See, MT Cali 70 says, and goat milk and cheese is so good. So my friend Catherine at Little Bits of Heaven Homestead, she has goats, and she uses the milk to make some of her soaps. She uses it to for goat's milk soap. If you haven't already had any, it is amazing. All right, so I'm going to flip this around one more time, and I'm going to show you another area that we're going to be growing in. Oops, that's me. There we go. All right, so I'm hoping I don't lose signal here. But this is another portion that I'm super excited to grow in. So the first one here, by the way, if you're just joining me, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and share this video if you get a chance. So this is a lot more shaded area, so I won't be planting a lot right here. But we do have this area here out front that I will be planting in. I'm thinking about putting some corn over there. And on the back side here, again, if I lose signal, I apologize. We love it here, like I said, even though it's a little further out than I'm used to. But I am excited about this. I will be having some awesome stuff coming up pretty soon. All right, so this is another area it's shaded in the evening time. So it's 5 o'clock here Central Time, or I should say it's 5:20 Central Time. And this is shaded in the evening, but in the morning and the afternoon, it is sunny. So this will be another patch that I'll be growing in. One of the really cool things about this property is there are multiple areas where I can have a garden. I don't have to have one for the entire property. I can break it up, so it's going to be a lot easier for me to manage. All right, I'm going to switch this around. That's another, there I am. So Denise asked, how far am I from town? So to the post office, it's actually only about 8 minutes. So we're not that far, but the post office is very small. There's one gentleman who has been amazing. He's very, very nice. There's only been just him at the counter every time I've walked in. I did introduce myself on Tuesday and set up our post office box so that he knows who I am and what I do, and that I'll be adding a little bit to his workload, but I try to be nice and polite anyway. Closest like gas stations and things like that are, again, same thing, 6-7 minutes down a farm to market road. So it's a busy enough road. I'm new to this whole farm to market and whatnot roads, but they are I'll get the hang of it pretty soon. And I've driven a couple ways to a couple different places, so I am getting the hang of where everything's at. So let's get back to Mary's Heirloom Seeds. You've seen parts of the property. I did promise parts of the property, but I can't go through all of it. Like you saw behind me, for example, you can see a little bit of a gate, and there's a fence. That is, beyond that is still our property, but it's heavily wooded. And I don't know about snakes, and my husband mentioned chiggers and ticks. So for now, I'm going to stick a little closer to the cleared part of the property. MT Cali 70 says, any water on the property or streams? There's no water or streams on the property. Our neighbors do have their own private lake, or I guess you could say pond. To me, it's a lake because the lakes in California that I've been to, you can call it pretty big. Desiree asked if I had to wear pants out there. Yes. Here, check it out. Pants, boots. MT Callie, will you dig a well? We have a well. This property has a good well, so that we are not on city or county water. We do have our own well. Let's see. Sorry about that. Any big animals, coyotes, mountain lions? So I don't know, honestly, Denise. I do see some what looks like dog tracks, so it could be coyote. But it also could be, if a neighbor's dog was on the property too. They've had a lot of rain, like record amounts of rain this year. But I don't know about, I really don't know. I don't know how old those tracks are. Okay, so I've shown you the property. At least I've shown you parts of the property, the parts that I'm going into at the moment. Denise says wild hogs. Yes, we do have wild hogs. I have not seen one yet, but I understand it's a big deal here. They call Ben Wheeler, Texas, the wild hog capital of Texas. So I am excited maybe about seeing wild hogs. If I lose my garden that I work on to wild hogs, I will be bummed, and I will end up fencing it. For right now, I probably won't fence it, like I mentioned before, because of the ridiculously high price of lumber. I'm going to try and do all in-ground first. I'm not going to do any raised beds. I'd like to keep my initial expenses down. So stay tuned for more videos. I will be having more videos as I set up the property. I'm going to show you which areas of the property I'm starting on. I'm going to tell you why I'm starting in those particular areas. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to get started on those particular areas. And I'm going to tell you what I am going to start from seed in July. We're talking about one of the hottest months of the year in a really hot area. And I'm going to tell you, it's possible. It is possible. There's, where there's a will, there's a way. I got a will. All right, so Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I'm Mary. If you've got any questions, you can send a personal email to mary@marysheirloomseeds.com, and I will try to answer as quickly as possible. If you haven't already signed up for our email list, I highly recommend it. Why? Because while we were on the move, I sent out an email to all of our customers to let you know that if you made a purchase of $20 or more during a certain amount of days, which was June 15th through June 21st, we included 4 free seed packs with your order that was worth $10. So that means if you bought $20 worth of seeds, you got an extra $10 of seeds for free. So I will have another seed sale coming up very soon. I get asked all the time, when are you going to have another 99-cent seed pack sale? Ready? Ready? I will not have a 99-cent seed pack sale, but we will have a $1 seed pack sale. It's a penny. Whatever. So stay tuned. That will most likely happen at the end of June, before July 1st. And if you haven't signed up for my email list, like I said, you better do it now. Otherwise, you might miss out on some really cool deals. That's it. Any other random questions you might have? I'm looking at my poor sunflowers. There are already sunflowers here on the property, and I need to water them right now before they just shrivel up. It's hot. It's over 90 degrees here. It's probably over that because of the heat index. It's probably closer to 105. And I've been out here talking, blabbing on to all of you guys. I really appreciate you joining me for my weekly live video. Now that we are here on our new property, we've got new ground to break. I've got seeds already started, and I'll be transplanting those very soon. So stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. Sign up for our email list if you haven't already. And we do still have some $1 seed packs at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. But you got to either ask me for them or just search for $1 seed packs. Spartacus says, I'm excited for you and your new place. Well, thank you so much for joining me. You got to join us today. Thank you, Denise, as well. And thank you, all of you amazing people, for joining me here on my live video on Thursday at a new time. I honestly don't know if this is going to be the normal time that I go live, but I didn't want to be walking around in the dark. We are now on Central Time instead of Pacific Time. So it'll take some getting used to, but we'll figure it out. I'm Mary, signing off, and happy planting.